it's time, guys. We finally get to talk about Seal on this podcast. So look forward to us fangirling on today's episode of that song from that movie. Flat Tire. Oh, I already said that one.
I don't know.
Pump it up.
Yeah, go with that. Thank you for joining that song from that movie, the journey through the very best and worst of movie songs. I am your original recipe or extra crispy host, Dietrich, and we're joined today by probably the biggest, or should that say, only Slamball fan in the United Kingdom, Alex.
No way, I was a huge Slamball fan.
Yeah, come on, there's got to be more than just me and Ben.
I don't think there was.
No, there was. There was.
Slamball was incredible.
They should bring that back.
They really should.
What a sport. That was
Should they?
extreme sports. Yes.
Yeah. You assume, though, it was one lawsuit away from ending every match.
Well, probably that's why it ended.
I'm pretty sure it's the reason why Trouble the Channel ended.
Oh,
It was
what a
so
channel.
bad.
What a channel. That and My Life and Kids.
Well, that was good. And we're also joined by the man who's only on the podcast because he's a friend of the producer and was able to get a Teamster to drop him off at the recording studio, Ben.
So which one of you is it?
Alex.
Yeah, good one.
So it's part 2 of our look at Space Jam. Alex, over to you.
Yeah, well, just before I do that the reference there, the Bill Murray reference, it's actually funny because he wasn't meant to be in that final scene, but he enjoyed the way they'd operate the CGI in real life together. They requested to be in that final scene, so that's why it kind of makes no sense that he just shows up. Anyway.
Oh, I've got a question about that then.
Yeah, go.
To you guys. I think I can be of assistance line.
Yeah.
Who does that moment better? David Bowie or Bill Murray?
David Bowie.
Yeah, David
Let's dance. Da-da-da-da-da. It's literally exactly the thing I thought of when he said when I watched it earlier and he said that line. I was like, that's just David Bowie in Zoolander. So, next song, which I know is going to be a personal favourite of Ben's, probably based on the scene. Basketball Jones. And this song, the film version is performed by Barry White and Chris Rock, but it's actually a cover of a Cheech and Chong song from 1973 about a character called Tyrone Shoelaces, which is supposed to be a pun of tie your own shoelaces.
That's amazing. That was like...
Who had a jonesing for basketball. So jonesing in this song is a term for addiction, like jonesing for. So he has an addiction for basketball. I do not recommend watching the original video because it is quite culturally inappropriate and very racially insensitive. So just leave that one if I were you guys. But yeah, the song features in the film in the scene after Charles Barkley has lost his basketball powers and he ends up playing some girls on a court and losing quite badly. And then there is a bit of a montage of all the other basketball players who have lost who've had their powers stolen by the aliens, I should say, and how it's affecting their lives. So, Ben, what do you think of the song? What do you think of the amazing scene? Because it is an
What do you
amazing
think
scene.
of the amazing scene? Yeah, no, the scene's hilarious. For what are basketball players that, can't really act. I mean, a lot of them have got charisma by the bucket loads, especially in the 90s. There was so much, basketball was famous for smack talk, and I imagine they could hold it quite well. But they do really well with what they're asked to do. Especially delivery. The bit when the really tall players walk into the wall and fall backwards is brilliant. I really don't like the song. Especially, I really don't. Especially Chris Rock. I mean, if he's supposed to sound like a crack addict, he does well. But, God, his voice is so annoying. I mean, Barry White's brilliant. And the sort of the backing chorus that's saying Basketball Jones, love it. If Chris Rock could be taken from that song and just, thrown away, give him the basketball, let him go play, put him on the court, and let Barry White back in the studio, I would enjoy it a lot. But, God, yeah, his voice is so annoying. So annoying.
Before I speak about the song, the thing about walking into the wall, or into the doorway.
Yeah.
What is... right. What do those little creatures do? Do they take away their basketball abilities? Because in some scenes, that's what it is. And in other scenes, they've lost their ability to be a human being. There's no consistency. Like, why are they still can duck. It's not...
Well, I don't know. Is that part...
It's not a basketball thing.
Are they taking away their, their motor skills? Their, fine motor skills? Are they taking away their visual spatial sort of awareness? Because if they are, which is why you're good at basketball, because you're incredible at that, processing speed, things like this, If you take away all that, you can't do shit. So I think it works brilliantly. And in fact, they probably had a lot of psychiatrists working on the film.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah. But in terms of the song, much like I Believe I Can Fly, I don't really get how this song fits the scene or scenes, because I suppose it's quite a few cut together.
Yeah.
It's just Chris Rock ad-libbing some throwaway lines about basketball, while Barry White talks about how he loves the sexy sliver of a female basketball.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good point, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. It's so there's the difference between Barry White's voice and and Chris Rock. It's an anomaly. It hurts your ears because of what he's saying is just. It's incredibly not offensive in the sense of to particular people, but it's just offensive to your ears.
I think it's probably like there was a relatively famous song that had the word basketball in, so they tried to incorporate it in the film. Yeah, there is one great bit though where they really combine the song well with the film, and I think it's the psychiatrist says something to one of the players who's laid on the bench like, "Are you able to perform in other areas?" And the song just goes, "Yeah." And then the character goes, "No," like it works really well in that scene. But it's an odd song, and the 70s version is even odder. So let's leave it at that.
Oh, do you remember we've talked about this scene on a previous episode?
Did we? Oh, because the psychiatrist was in. What was he in?
He wrote the songs for the Grinch.
Yes.
Wow.
That was it.
That is a tie.
Great callback that day. That completely slipped my mind.
Go listen to that episode.
Yeah, go listen to that episode. So, next song, which I think is possibly the best song. Who knows what you guys are going to think. But it was the original lead song. So this was the original song that they pushed for the album, and it's the first single released. And it's Fly Like an Eagle by Seal. And it appears a couple of points. It appears first when Michael Jordan first displays his basketball skills to the Looney Tunes, after they have retrieved his North Carolina shorts, which he does wash after every match. And then it also appears at the very beginning of the end credits, so it leads into the end credits. So is that, again, it's actually a cover version of a Steve Miller Band song, and Steve Miller, the Steve Miller Band, probably most known by people for writing the song "The Joker," if you guys know that, Space Cowboy and all that.
Yeah.
So Steve Miller actually contacted Seal and said it was the best cover version of that song he'd ever heard, which I don't know if that's a compliment or not, because I don't know many of the cover versions of that song, but we'll take it they meant it as a compliment. It was actually Seal's last top 10 hit to date.
Wow.
If you can believe it.
Incredible.
What?
Yeah.
When did Batman Forever come out?
Before this.
Ah, right, okay.
I imagine that's part of why he got the gig.
Yeah, probably. I tell you what Seal's probably doing now. If you go on YouTube and you type in sort of celebrities interacting with buskers, or it's like artists interacting with buskers, it's like sort of famous singers going on like the streets of New York and start singing with a busker. It's 90% Seal.
Just they were all singing "Kiss from a Rose,"
and then he takes the money at the end.
Yeah, it's just someone singing and Seal's there and he just joins in.
I like that about it.
Whether you like it or not.
This song was chosen by Birds and Blooms magazine as the best ever song about birds.
Sounds like Horse and Hound from Notting Hill.
From Notting Hill. Yeah. Beating Freebird and Blackbird by the Beatles, which is interesting. What do you guys think of this song, actually? I haven't asked that question yet.
Alex, let me throw some things at you.
Okay.
It's Seal.
Yeah.
You following?
Yeah, I'm following, yeah.
Yeah, you got Seal. It's a slow-paced song, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a movie tie-in.
Yep.
So therefore, basic, that song from that movie Maths, means this song is fantastic.
Oh, no, you're going to contradict?
Oh, I'm not going to...
Oh, right, I thought you were leading into it, but it's not. Because I 100% agree with you, dude.
He was showing you that cliff edge, Alex. You thought he was going to push you, and he was just getting you to appreciate the view.
It's maths. You can't argue with maths.
Yeah, D, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you because I think it's amazing. Ben?
No, there's nothing else to say. It should have been the flagship song. It's brilliant. When he walks off that spaceship at the end, and you just do get the... Oh god, yeah. And then the like sort of half speed like basketball when he's just like flaunting it on the court while the Looney Tunes watch, and some of them look like they don't know whether they're just appreciating it or falling in love with him as a man. You can see why he was enamored by this script. It's like it's basically we're just going to idolize you for 90 minutes, we're going to have songs that are basically about what you can do on a basketball court. I believe I can fly like an eagle, all this stuff. Yeah, there's no wonder he picked this, but yeah, it's a fantastic song.
Yeah, there was actually one of the reviews I read for it was it was a very shrewd choice by Michael Jordan to pick this as his first foray into cinema. And yeah, for every reason you've just described. I mean, did you guys watch? Please tell me you've seen the video to this song. If not, I will describe it for you.
No, I don't think I have.
I haven't watched it.
So like the other videos, it does feature a lot of clips from the film. But aside from that, it is essentially just Seal in a full trench coat and silk shirt, open shirt, of course.
Of course,
there's lots of wind. There's lots of wind, and it's just him in front of a green screen for probably what is about 5 minutes of song, and the green screen is interspersed with just shots of clouds, and then also the scenes from. Well, they're not actually the scenes from the films. They've kind of recreated the part where Michael Jordan is a young boy, the beginning scenes where he's shooting hoops in that sort of metal netted basketball court, and it's just Seal dancing in that dustland. But still wearing the outfit, and he's playing basketball in the background, and Seal is just grooving and jiving to the song. It's a sight to behold. It's just so 90s and so magnificent that I would recommend it.
So what you're saying is the bit on Community where Jeff and the Dean sing "Kiss from a Rose" and the green screen behind them is clouds is a reference.
Yeah,
to fly like an eagle though, which really irks me.
Unless it's also the same as Kiss from a Rose video.
It's meta.
I can't remember. But yeah, probably.
Which do you prefer?
Ooh, well, we can only have that discussion when we eventually do Batman Returns.
Okay.
Forever.
But we will have that discussion.
Batman Forever, yeah.
Oh, it's Batman Forever, sorry. Oh, well, I don't know if I want to talk about it then. Batman Returns is the best one. But
no way.
Well, another conversation for another time. So, the next couple of... I'm actually going to throw 3 songs at you, because none of these 3 songs feature on the soundtrack. But I would say are probably the 3 of the songs I associate most with this film. So, Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic, Gonna Make You Sweat, Everybody Dance Now by the Hit Crew, and Get Ready for This by 2 Unlimited. All 3 of these songs feature within the realm of the basketball match between the Toons and the Monstars.
They're all jock jams.
They're all absolute just jams, period. I don't know why they're not on the soundtrack.
Year 6 disco songs.
They're all, maybe because they're all older songs, but they really, really work in line with that, the Space Jam song from the opening credits, and I guess it's kind of a callback to those, isn't it? And they all sort of work together to represent basketball. I assume that these 4 songs get played, like say, every single basketball game ever, and if they don't, what's the point?
I mean, I know it'd be a lot harder in football, soccer, because there's 11 players on each team, whereas there's only 5 in basketball, but what they should adopt in football is when each one of them individually walks out and they get an individual call out with a song. So each one could pick them, because that's basically a lot of the songs are when they're entering to the court or something. There's a hit 'em ha, hit 'em ha, hit 'em ha. They should adopt that in more sports. Tennis, badminton.
How about before the FA Cup final, a 90s dance techno remix of Abide With Me?
Yeah, there we
it
go.
Would be better.
But a bit different.
The classic of the cup.
I would like to say it'd be modernising, but would it be if you a 90s dance track?
It's modernising, but it's still not
more
modern day.
Yeah, it's modern.
I'd come out to Euphoria.
Yeah, well, we know that, Ben. We already knew that. So, the last main song I want to discuss very briefly and just hear what you guys think is Hit 'em High. This song does feature on the soundtrack, and it is the walking music for the Monstars. You got an opinion on this song?
No, I just remember it as the part when they just run in to just absolutely fuck shit up.
Yeah, and indeed they do.
Yeah, they do, yeah. I mean, there should be more fouls being called. I don't really get what's going on. Especially, I mean, there's so many guns.
Yeah, and I like that the referee, who is the Marvin, the Martian, or whatever his name is.
Of course it is, yeah.
Later on, was you're going to forfeit if you don't get an extra man in your team. That's the line.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I guess that's the whole point, isn't it? That none of it makes sense, and that's what the Looney Tunes do.
I do like the fact that Marvin the Martian is the referee, because it makes sense.
It does make sense, yeah. He's impartial.
Yep.
Of all of these things that make sense. Just a weird sidetrack to go get my shorts. We're moving away from the point of the song because I don't have much really to say about it. Other than that, yeah, I'd class this as like the song of the Monstars.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's fantastic entrance music. Like, if someone on the darts was using this, I want them to win. But it has the curse of all entrance music, and obviously, I watch a lot of wrestling, and this happens a lot with music that they use. After you get past the first 30 seconds, you don't want to listen to it anymore.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've never had the urge.
No.
Yeah, it's not Show Me the Money by, but no, I don't know if it's by Shane McMahon, but I like to think it is.
I like to think it is. So,
Metalingers.
I mean, this one was on the soundtrack, like I say, but I think it's buried deep. I think it's like one of the last songs on there, so probably no one who bought the soundtrack actually got that far either. Two other songs that are on the soundtrack, which you probably don't know from the film because they only really feature in the opening credits, closing credits, although there is some, you do get like a couple of musical refrains at some point in the film, are two songs. One is called For You I Will, which is by Monica, and the other one is I Turn to You by All for One. The reason I wanted to mention these two songs is because they were both written by a personal favourite of ours. And D, I'm hoping that you've got the music ready.
Is it who I think it is?
It is. It's Diane Warren.
Okay, I'm gonna... Oh,
It's...
I'm trying to get... Yeah.
Diane Warren.
Magical. So neither of them are particularly great songs, and they're kind of both like really reminiscent of like the conversation we had about the When You Believe from Prince of Egypt, the Mariah Carey Whitney Houston version, where it's very sort of like 90s lounge vibe. But Diane Warren was adamant that I Turn to You, which is the songs performed by All for One, would be a hit single, and wanted Warner Bros. To release it as one of the singles from the album. But they wouldn't because they wanted to save some songs back for the soundtrack. However, Diane Warren would be proven right when it became a hit single for Christina Aguilera.
I was hoping you were going to say Mel C.
Mel C.
Did she have that song called I Turn to You? Like a flower leading toward the sun.
Maybe.
Maybe
that was a go.
Clearly I'm living in my own head.
Maybe. You're probably right. But no, this was for Christina Aguilera.
Well, in fact, it's actually interesting that you say it's Diane Warren. I can't believe I didn't make this connection in my brain. In my notes, I wrote down for You I Will. This sounds like an early draft of How Do I Live from Con Air.
Oh, well, there you go.
I said it never hits those heights, but I mean, most songs don't. But apparently Diane knows what she's doing.
It was obviously a progression up to that, wasn't it? This was the song she wrote to be like, one day I'll write a better version of this song. And it'll be on Con Air. I'll be able to sell it to Michael Bay. This will do for Space
But this
Jam.
will do for this will do for Space Jam. Yeah.
I mean, my main takeaway from this song is it reminded me of Monica's Better song with Brandy.
I don't know what that is. Go on.
The Boy Is Mine.
It's
I'll
not ringing
take you
bells
this
for
one.
me. Yeah, I'm gonna say I might have to go on a YouTube deep dive then.
There's going to be one person listening to this going, how dare you guys not know what that is off by heart.
Is that person you?
I don't listen to these back. Come on.
Okay, right.
My evening will involve Brandy once again. Okay, top 5 time. So, Michael Jordan, greatest sportsman of all time, yes or no?
No.
Maybe.
Alex, yes or no?
I'm gonna say maybe.
Didn't give that as an option. Anyway, usually when sportsmen get to a certain level in their field, they decide, yeah, now's the time to enter the world of cinema. And so, that can be disastrous or incredibly successful. And so I want to know, what are the top 5 highest grossing movies that star athletes? Now, the term athlete is used loosely, shall we say. Also, the word starring, I'd say involving individuals in which their fitness is paramount. Also, basically, may involve wrestlers.
Oh, okay. Right.
The Marine.
The Marine is not the highest grossing films of all time.
Oh, sorry. Marine 2. With Ted DiBiase Jr.
What about the Marine 3 with the Miz?
What about Marine 4 with the Miz?
There's 2 Marines with the Miz in it.
What about the Marine 5 with the Miz?
Okay.
Or the Marine 6 with the Miz and Becky Lynch?
Interesting. I'm gonna go out there on a limb and say Space Jam.
You would be incorrect.
It's not in the top 5.
Whoa.
It is not in the top 5 for the first time I've ever getting
It grossed 250 million at the box office. How can it not be?
Wait,
Right, okay.
wait. Have I done this wrong?
Oh, wait, hang on.
Wait, I might have
So-
done this wrong. Wait, 1. Alex, ask me that again.
Space Jam?
Yes, correct. It's 5. It's 5th. I wrote that wrong.
Question: how many of these are The Rock?
None, apparently.
Okay, because when you said wrestler, I was
What are
like,
you going to say? The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I was thinking Fast and Furious. Yeah.
When is this from? No, March the 5th, 2021. I don't know. Maybe now The Rock he's just considered an actor.
Okay. Avengers Endgame.
Who's in that?
It's got Batista in it.
Yeah, well, basically it has...
It's the second highest grossing film of all time, Ben.
And number 1, it just says the films of Batista. I think they're trying to avoid basically the top 5 being Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and the Avengers films. So basically, number 1.
and Stuber, or it's called.
Dave Boo.
How many of these are wrestlers, though? Are there any that other than Space Jam?
The top 10. There was lots in the rest of the list, but that was the only one.
That was the
The
only one.
chances of you getting the other 3, I'd say, are slim.
Okay, Dodgeball.
No, but Dodgeball was in this list. Yes.
The Longest Yard.
No.
Ooh, good shout.
Mean Machine.
Football Factory.
No.
Yeah, but it's Vinnie Jones. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Say again?
Lock, Stock, Snatch.
Yeah, Lock, Stock, Snatch, yeah. Good
No,
choice.
they did. No. Again, I think the difficulty here is
Are they all
here.
American?
They may be American footballers. And one of them's a basketball player that you will not know. So I will say that number 3 on this list, apparently, is John Wick 3. By the NBA player Boban Marjanovic, as that film grossed $326 million. And he is in a scene in basically where Keanu Reeves kicks the shit out of him.
God.
That's every scene.
So if that means starring, then, here we go. 2 films, and I think they're both American footballers.
And are they both relatively recent films?
I'll say that again. One's an NHL, one's a hockey player, and one's an American footballer. One's a fantastic film with an incredibly... Ace Ventura was number 6 on this list.
Oh.
So, very good guess. Number 2 on this list. Not counting the films of Dave Bautista. Very famous American footballer of the past sort of 10, 15 years.
Tom Brady.
Well, no, I'd say 20 years.
Brett Favre.
Is in...
Oh my god, it is actually Brett Favre.
What's Brett Favre in?
Retirement?
God, the video recording of Brett Favre's wedding.
No.
The Hangover, something like
Comedy film from 1998.
that. God, I don't have a clue.
He was at
Meet
one
the
point
Parents.
the love interest of the titular character.
Oh, is it something about Mary? Maybe.
There's something about Mary,
Yeah.
yes. And you'll never get number 4, which is a very good film, comedy film, Jim Carrey.
The Truman Show.
I'll just give you. Okay,
Cable Guy?
the film is Dumb and Dumber. Do you know who the athlete is?
Well, I'm guessing it's a hockey player.
Wayne
Yes.
Gretzky.
No, is that?
That is the only hockey player I know the name.
Cam Neely.
Yeah, I would never have guessed that. Who is that?
Apparently, he's an NHL or Hall of Famer. And apparently, 5th is a film called Space Jam with someone Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just realised it's Wayne Gretzky, isn't it? Wayne Gretzky is the fake surname on the fake shirt in an episode of Everybody Hates Chris. Another Chris Rock reference.
Honourable mentions include Airplane.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah.
I mean, assuming Escape to Victory was on there.
No, it wasn't. The Princess Bride.
Oh yeah, okay. Because of Andre the Giant. Most of these are wrestling references, though. They're not really sports.
And starring our an equally famous basketball player.
Oh, Kareem. Oh, sorry. Were you talking about Airplane, so?
We talked about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We talked about Michael Jordan. But we've not spoken about Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh my god. Shazam.
Shazam. Also Blue Chips. Also Steel.
Of course, Steel, yeah.
Do you remember Steel?
I don't get why. So just clarify for this. Why are the films of The Rock not in this list?
I don't know. This is I just read them out, Alex.
Okay.
Um,
Why is the Gold trilogy not in this list?
from what I've seen, of it, it seems to count The Rock as an actor, according to the disclaimer here. He is now an actor, not a sportsman.
And it doesn't class Batista as an actor.
No, apparently, apparently not.
That's how seminal he is.
What shade thrown to Dave? God, pure terror that was. That might be my lowest moment of podcast history. I am ashamed.
Okay, so now it's time for us to decide what is the best song of Space Jam. I think this is going to be a tough one, he says with a question mark. Alex, do you want to go first, as always?
Do I always go first? I will go first. I think for me it's an easy one. It's Fly Like an Eagle by Seal, because it has been flying around my head for nigh on 25 years.
What about the first 5 years of your life?
No, because that was before the song was
In fact, I got a question. Is Fly, you mentioned it was like a reference in the film. Was Fly already a basketball term before the film?
Well, I think it's because Michael Jordan would say he would catch air, hence Air Jordans. Like, he flew, basically. He was known of how high he could get off the air.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Which is the whole point why there's the references like
the logo.
Him stretching towards the basketball hoop at the end, all the references to the songs. I think it was just his trademark, like how good he was at slam dunks.
Right.
Or dunking, as the cool kids would say. Hitting baskets.
That's why they're called Fly Jordans.
Yes. Playing that b-ball, as Alex would say.
Ben?
At one point in my life, this would have been a lot closer. But as we said, I, for whatever reasons, just can't enjoy I Believe I Can Fly anymore to that same level. I hope I can at least enjoy it in the film to an extent where I can keep that steelbook on the wall. But yeah, Fly Like an Eagle is an absolutely incredible song. And I can still enjoy it. I can listen to it on Spotify and not feel wrong. And so I will take that forever. Thank you, Seal.
I am not agreeing, although it is my second place. I'm going with the song Space Jam, or Slam, whatever you want to call it.
It's another good choice.
Yeah. I think similar, I might have picked I Believe I Can Fly. I want it to have a legacy of its own, it's under its own merits, but I'm just not sure.
No.
And equally, I wouldn't, like, if someone else enjoys it, we're not looking down on them for enjoying it.
Oh, yeah, I think we covered that. Yeah, I think we covered that.
Other people can separate art from artists. I just can't.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's not wrong that other people can't.
Oh no, of course not.
It's a personal choice, isn't it?
Yeah, if I still enjoyed the song, I'd be fine to do that. Because I think you should be able to separate it. But I just can't. I'm separating emotion from what I had with that song because I'm now thinking about it too much, and when I think I can't enjoy.
Yeah, well, I recently tried to listen to The Lost Prophets again, and it was just too icky.
Yeah, to be fair, I've not.
The songs are great, but if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's always going to be tainted for me, things like that.
Yeah. So, that was my point. I'm picking Space Jam. Although I would have probably picked that anyway. So that brings it into another episode of That Song from That Movie. Let us know which song you think is better. Alex, what is our Twitter handle?
TSFTMPod.
Very nice. So you can help the podcast in many ways. The first way you can help us is by sharing this on a random subreddit. Ben, what should the random subreddit be this week?
Ooh, I'd say the MLB subreddit.
Very nice. Other ways you can help us is on Patreon. It's on our merch store. And for free, leave us a review. Preferably a positive one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take any at this stage.
Whoa.
You haven't even given us one, Ben.
Well, I can do it now. Like you said, you can give negative ones.
Oh no. So all that's left now is to do some goodbyes. So it's goodbye from myself, goodbye, and goodbye from Alex.
Let's go balls!
You took it from me.
It's the best line of it.
And goodbye from Ben.
You took it from me!
So goodbye everybody. Bye.
But I love my mama.
Cool. So let's get straight.
Whoa, Alex! I need to do the intro.
The next song. Go on.